All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys are doing absolutely amazing today. In today's little video, we're going to be doing a tips video. We're going to be talking about fresh supply demand versus tested supply and demand and how to identify it, kind of. Because I see a lot of people that send me charts and they say, oh, look, price is in demand. And I go, do you really want to be trading at that level? Because it has been tested 2, 3, 4 times, and it's not something you really want to be trading at. And it's also counter trend. So it's something you need to be worried about. So we're going to talk about it just really briefly, go over it for about 4 or 5 minutes. So, because that's all it should take. Euro USD, we're going to start with what is fresh? Let's talk about fresh equals price has not returned to the zone, and tested equals price has returned to the zone. So that's literally what it is. Fresh equals price has not returned to the zone, and tested equals price has returned to the zone. Well, because, well, fresh means it hasn't been touched yet, right? It's like a virgin. Hasn't been touched. It's, loses its virginity once it's tested. All right? Let's up. I cracked myself up. All right. So let's just talk about this right here. If this is where current price is right this second, if we popped open this chart and I ask you where is fresh supply and demand zones, where would you say they are? So, well, I'm just going to talk about it anyways, but let's talk about the supply. Right now, we could not just say we just pop open the charts and I ask you, identify me the fresh supply zone and the fresh demand zone. Well, you can't use this supply zone right here, this rally-based drop, because look, it's been tested here to the left. So in order to, we'll even draw them out like that. So you clearly see it's been tested, but I asked you to identify fresh zones. So in order to find fresh, you're going to have to go up and to the left. So you see this price already, this level already taken or tested, so we have to go up and above it and to the left. Has this supply zone been tested? How would we draw it? Like this. Yes, it has been tested by this wick right here, so we can't use that. Is this tested? Yes, it was basically almost double tested. So I tested by this and almost by this. So what we have to do is have to go up from here and up. Has this been tested? Yes. We have this right here, like that. You could draw it like that, or if you wouldn't be wrong to draw it like that either. Now something like this would be double tested because it's got tested here and tested here, got double penetrated. All right, so we have to keep going up. So here is our next fresh zone. Has this been tested? Let's draw it out. Has this been tested since current price? No, it has not. So we know that we don't have fresh supply. Well, I said from here, of course, right? Because now we do have new ones, but from this point on, this has been tested, this has been tested, this has been tested, this has been tested. We don't have fresh till up there. So let's quickly just remove everything, go back to where we started. And now as for fresh demand, we would start from here. Guys, well, this demand has not been tested yet because price is up here. So at this point, price is coming down, boom. Price has now came into this demand zone. So, this demand would be in play now. What did we create? We created this supply now. So as of now, this has been tested and this has been fresh and this is now tested. And now I ask you, where is the next fresh demand? Well, you don't have fresh demand till down here, right? And we'll just fast forward a bit. So at this point, if we go back and talk about this, here was the drop-based drop, came down into the demand, came up into the supply. And now what's interesting about these next two touches as these were the second touches into it. So maybe there was like, say 1,000 orders. I just like to use 1,000 just for the fun of it. Say there was 1,000 orders sitting here. Still, maybe this was like 5,000 orders that moved this. Price came down. They're still sitting like 1,000. Price came in, rallied out, came back down, took the other 500 and then rallied out, and then there were no more set buy orders here. So prices went down to the next demand zone. Same here for the supply. Clearly, there was enough sell orders here to push price down, but we couldn't say it was fresh. At this point right, let's just remove everything. At that point right there, we can't say that this is fresh. It's not. It's been tested once, it's been tested twice. All right? And so if we have to identify now fresh supply and demand zones, well, has price came down and to the left into this demand? No, it hasn't. So this would be now fresh. And has price tested this? Yes, it has tested it now, so we can't say it's fresh anymore. And this is the next fresh one. It really fresh and tested it. It's important because fresh is always going to be better probability usually. But really, when it comes to being tested, you got to be careful once it goes in for that second and third test. The first test, like it does here, well, you've always got to want that to happen because it's coming into your price. But technically, you got to think about it. Is it fresh? But right here, we're just talking about has price came into the zone yet? And if we popped open the chart, where would we identify fresh and supply zones? And I've already kind of gone over it about what is better. Usually fresh is better because it hasn't been tested. Hasn't lost its virginity yet, you could say. But all right, let's just keep it off like that. Nice, quick, simple. I hope you guys understood it. Any questions? Share them. I don't know. You guys tell me. And you guys have a lovely weekend. All right. All right. Bye, guys. Bye bye. Cheers. Toodaloo.